Trustee log 333.888. Ambas Anno Liberace Nubal. Trustee Anno Liberace Nubal. Uh, Demo blog. Based on, it's a short bill based on a universal bill, 1 to 38 Forbidden Greek, between Roman Catholic Church and the Trinity Gematria movement. Um, the testament is either the organization, the company, the government umbrella, or it could be a marriage, represent symbolically to the marriage. As far as the university bill goes, frats, the fraternal lodge would be Trinity Mason. The Purity Surreal Lounge would be Trinity Mission. Let me see. The club actually would be the Thug Movement, or with, you know, subdivisions and departments between lodge and lounge, or frat and purity, both fraternal and surreal, within the club or lobby, which is really a program or incorporation or etc. organization, would be Tekeithan Mission, which is more so the lounge. It's between lounge and lobby, and Thug Militias between uh, base station, department of a lobby with extensions to the club. And it's based on frat frats and purity that are both fraternal and surreal. Between it's ran by the lounge, but it's more so active to the lodge. The whole thing is based on 1 to 38 Forbidden Greek Universal Bill, but in Masonry, that part would be the Haitian Freemason Apprentice Pack 1 to 38, not 1 to 38, 1 to 88. And whether you know it or not, when you get to Thug Militia, you really are practicing in America the first religion that actually was used for supremacy, Judaism, or that brought about Christianity, the youngest religion on the planet. Judaism really capitalized more points in supremacy based on jihad, slavery, etc., racism, etc. So basically, Judaism is actually supremacy with bureaucracy. What makes certain levels of mental or physical slavery legal. It brought about law. Certain rogue organizations like gang affiliation, or gangland, what they would say, or United Gang, which is like government militia that aren't really uh, official government soldiers or agents or etc. Um, really, their religion would be Judaism. Like if you were in that capacity, you would never make it above lieutenant captain, or being a middleman. You would make it to a if your preference was in that light or capacity, you would actually would be assistant or co-manager at the most, or co-founder. If you make it the co-founder, being a lieutenant captain, you're doing good. um uh Thug militia is both hooligan, what is involuntarily exposed uh to alternative sexual preference, and folk, or FOCYN, and wholeheartedly having alternative preferences based on sexuality induced by a female, if you're a male, or vice versa if you're a female, in theory. Um, but to key the mission, it runs similar to that, but it's more so more refined. It's openly the women run it, but the men lead the way. It's old fashioned. Now, both frat and purity would run something like let me see, it would run something like folk to folk, shata to thun, or dun dun. Uh, and I won't explain all of that. It's complicated. That's why I chose to explain the part that is like the borderline between what is legal and illegal. To keep the mission was more so common law, stand your ground law, which turned into like here in this state and this county and cities, the housing authority. Other states would be like 31 laws of housing, 31 rules and regulations, 38 rules of housing, and the 88 policies and regulations, with all laws of housing and whatnot, under the common law, stand your ground law, and then et cetera, et cetera. That's just basic, right before the Articles of Confederation and that Jim Crow law and all of that. It'd take too long to explain all of that. Whether you have citizen rights, this, that, and the third, whether you make the requirement to be a citizen, or either to live in America. Anyway, Testament, top. Trinity Mason, Trivity Mission, Tequila Mission, Thug Militia, which is really the workforce. And then, in this city, you have the Salvation Army, and that pretty much covers everything that is pretty much systems to system. Systems of government. You know, on all levels, all across the board. It starts right there, the Salvation Army. Beyond that's the police department, the fire department, the medical system, and an all-American city near you. Um, and the Board of Education, City Hall. The 2-6 is a military town. It is a Mason's city. This is a Mason city, Mason-based city, military town, American, all-American city. Those two for a fact. Very, it's very rich in faith, belief, particularly in faith, belief, between opinion, facts, fiction. Real or fake, that's debatable if you want to see it that way. Right and exact, accurate or correct or incorrect. We all have our own truth. And that varies per individual to individual. A life lesson is the greatest 360-degree lesson. A life lesson is only a page. And what we do day to day. One.